guys, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Stevie.
And we have Hanny here with us today.
Hi, guys.
Hello, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me on. I'm excited.
Thanks for coming.
Of course.
Okay, well, let's start with a little bit, tell us about yourself.
My name is Wow. I can't talk! You guys got me nervous. Okay, my name is Hannah Hendrickson, and I am a stylist here at Willow Birch Salon, and I have been here for 11 years, which makes me feel really old. Stevie.
I look at boss.
And I also train all of the new hires in the hair world, so aka the apprentices, which is very fulfilling. I love being behind the chair, but I also love teaching as well.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about what an apprentice is, what that process looks like.
So an apprentice comes straight out of cosmetology school. Mm-hmm. They come here to learn more, but also to become a hairstylist as well. So after they get out of cosmetology school, they come here, do classes, learn how to be an apprentice, so how to assist a stylist, basically be their shadow, so help them formulate, help them apply color, shampoo their clients, apply toners and root taps and all of that. Mm-hmm. So then once they are doing clients themselves behind the chair, they're 100% comfortable.
I love that.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I do. I love that.
Yeah.
So was this your first choice? Is this what you wanted to be when you grew up, when you were younger?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Absolutely, yeah. It was my first choice for sure. I would braid all my friends' hair. I was in sports, so they were all do my hair, braid it. So
I would doing it.
Yes, love doing it. So that was 100% what I wanted to do. I didn't realize everything that could be a part of that as well. I never knew a salon could be a team environment, and which I just said, I was in sports, so I was always a team player, and I also didn't realize the whole apprentice program too. I basically kind of did my own apprentice program with Jess, us not really even knowing that she was training me, which is so funny to look back on. But if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be as successful as I am, and I don't think I would be a great teacher either, if I didn't have that. So I love being a teacher and also doing hair still, but
you're great at it too.
And you were one of the first apprentices, I use that in air quotes. But
yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I feel so I came as an intern because when you're in cosmetology school, mm-hmm. you can intern at a salon and get hours towards graduating, and I wanted to graduate as soon as possible, wanted to be at a salon. Yeah. And so I came here after school hours and interned underneath Jess, and that's when I realized oh my gosh, I'm learning so much, this is awesome. So I knew probably within that first day, I was yep, I want to work here. Right. Please tell me if there's an extra chair here so I can work here.
Absolutely. And your books have grown quite a bit since, even when I started 8 years ago. Your books were slower, and now, you can't get a pee break in.
I know. Yes, right? Exactly. I try to get a lunch break in, too, but sometimes those are hard. It's crazy. It's the long game, mm-hmm. and people tell you that, but you're no, it won't take that long, but it really does. And everybody always tells me I'm a patient person, and I feel that helped me be a patient person. Just being consistent and constantly, working towards building my books and creating rapport with my clients, and really just constantly having that mindset of this is my job, this is my goal, and continuing
Yeah, and I mean, you smoked that goal.
Yeah, I did.
She hit 100K last year.
Yes.
Insane.
Yes.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's like everyone's dream in this industry.
I know. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It didn't seem attainable, like, back in the day. Like, I didn't even think, like, that was ever going to be possible.
We were just hairdressers.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yes. And the closer I got, like, each year, it was crazy. Like, it was like, okay, this is a possibility. Okay, this is a possibility. And then, like, the year before I hit it, I was like, okay, like, this is my goal for sure. Like, I can hit it. Like, I know I can.
Yeah.
So, and that's before I had my daughter. So, like, I knew, I'm like, this is literally, I'm putting, like, everything into it because I know I'm going to have a family, like, soon. Like, we're talking about it. So, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go for it. And I did. I got it. That was my goal. So
do you think that, like, seeing the number each year growing is what, like, kind of helps to motivate you?
Yeah, for sure. Seeing that and realizing, like, okay, like, I know there's wiggle room where I can, I can do more clients, or, like, instead of taking this day off, like, realizing, like, if I take a whole day off, like, that's gonna cut into my goal, and also just thinking, like, to each and every client, like, being present in their appointment time and giving them everything that they need too. So, yeah, it was just almost like every client, every time, like, I'm doing this for myself, like,
and that goes back to that consistency.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So seeing numbers, like, helps, but I feel like it's more for myself. Like, I'm not really a numbers person.
Yeah.
So, I would say just enjoying my job and coming to work and doing my clients every day, like, that was kind of my mindset. Like, like, if I'm not here, then, like, my clients aren't getting taken care of. So that was kind of my,
It's more of like a daily goal for yourself versus, like, I gotta hit this number every day.
Yes.
It was, I gotta be there for so-and-so every day, 100% on.
Yep. Just showing up.
Yes.
Like that. And your client showing up, too.
Yeah.
And speaking of, like, the client relationships that you have to build, I feel like a lot of hairdressers talk about, like, creating your clientele and your dream clients.
Yes.
What's your ideal client, your dream client?
Anybody who has gray hair.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I mean, I love all hair types. Like, I will do anybody's hair. Like, but yeah, I would say anybody that has gray hair, because I love covering it up. But I also love blending it too.
Yeah.
Like, it goes both ways. Like, a lot of clients think that because they have gray hair and they, like, want it to be natural, they want to have just, like, their natural gray hair, that they can't get any color done. And I explain to them, like, you absolutely can. Like, you can get lowlights in to blend those grays, or you can do highlights to even brighten it up a little bit if you wanted to in the summertime. So, I love that, like, there's options. Like, yeah, you can cover it up 100%, but also, like,
and also when they're ready to stop covering it, it's not such that harsh transition.
Line, exactly.
It doesn't have to be like the skunk stripe that people don't like to see.
And I love that transition too. Yeah. Like, I love, like, working towards a goal too. So if a client says, like, I'm just, tired of, like, covering my grays all the time, and, like, I'm 100% about, like, being able to color their hair so that they, like, transition is a lot easier and they enjoy it still.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's really nice. And then you're teaching once again.
Yeah.
Even when you're not teaching the apprentices, I feel like when you're just doing your hairdressing job, you're constantly teaching.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I feel like teaching your clients is key.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, the social media world, there's a lot of information out there, but I feel like one-on-one with your client and creating that connection, like, they're gonna trust you a lot more than what they're seeing on their phone and social media. So I always try to give my clients knowledge about their hair and what it can or can't do, and realistically, because, you know, if you're trying to be somebody on social media that does not have the same hair as you, you're just not going to have the same results, unfortunately. So, and I enjoy when my clients tell me, like, I love my hair so much, like, it was so easy to style, or, like, I could just wash and wear it, or, you know, like, I love when it's easy for them at home. And a lot of times, if you're just trying to do the next trendy product line, like, a lot of times, like, it doesn't work, or sometimes it'll work for a little bit, or, you know, so giving them that knowledge on products that is going to help them and make their hair easier to style at home is also key too.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I mean, I remember when I was little at home, this is so embarrassing to say, but I thought that curly hair product would make my hair curly. And so I'm like scrunching, it's just noodles. It's not cute. But had my stylist at the time been like, girl, what are you doing?
Right.
Or showed me a product that would get me that kind of look, I probably would not have thought that. I even bought a diffuser thinking that'd make my hair curly.
Yes.
It was bad.
My God. That is so funny.
I would scrunch my hair. Yeah. But that was also kind of the look.
I feel I totally had the spray gel. I had curly hair, so I used that crunchy. Oh my gosh, it looked still looked like it was wet. It was not
then,
wow.
you know, you got on YouTube and that's what you saw. You're like, okay, well, her hair did it. Why is mine not doing
that?
Right?
Yeah.
You know, so I think it is important to like take that extra 5 minutes and
explain,
talk to your clients about their hair and what would work for them.
Absolutely, yeah.
So with that being said, with like social media and everything that's out there, is there a like trend you're seeing lately on social media that you love?
Oh man.
When it comes to hair.
I am terrible at social media, just to let you guys know. So, and having a 2-year-old does not make it.
I don't think it's a bad thing, to be honest.
Does not make it any better. But I would say, like, I just love, like, the natural looks. I would say, just like especially like coming into spring and summer, just like the layers. Like, layers are very popular right now. And I love that, like, layers all day long. Like, it definitely is way more fun to do, too. When I got out of hair school, it was, like, long hair, as long as possible, highlights through the root, no layers. Like, and that is, like, it was okay. But to me, that's kind of boring. So, I think the layers are awesome. Like, so much fun. And it just, like, your hair lays so much more natural, you know? It doesn't get that triangular shape. Like, it's just more, like, it just flows a little bit better. So I would say that's what I'm loving is, like, the natural layers, but, and face framing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's what I love.
There's always different names for the same cut, too. Like,
oh my gosh, the shag is now.
The butterfly.
Yes.
The jelly said the jellyfish.
Yeah. Which I like those to an extent. Like, I don't love the extreme looks. Like, people can pull them off. But for me to do them, like, behind the chair, like, I just love, like, you know, your traditional, like, 70s shag. Love it.
That's awesome. So, for, like, our clients listening, what is the advantage of having an apprentice work on them?
That's a good
question. Or having a
stylist
stylist who works with an apprentice?
Right, yes. So, first and foremost, I always tell, like, all my clients, like, your apprentice has gone through hair school and has their cosmetology license. So, it's not like they are, like, straight out of high school, like, doing your hair. Like, they have that knowledge already. They 100% can go on their own and, you know, do hair. But coming to our salon, we empower them with, like, our knowledge. So everything that I have learned in my 11 years being here, like, I try to encourage them to learn just as much, but even in, like, a short amount of time. So for the client standpoint, it's two people touching them, like, at all times. Like, so they're getting pampered almost. So whether they, need a beverage, or if they are in the shampoo room and they're chilly and they need a towel, like a hot towel on them or a blanket on them. Also, if somebody needs to get out of here in and out really quickly, like if a meeting pops up for a client and the client is like, can you get me out of here at this time? Like, we always make it happen because there's two people. So, we can power blow dry their hair a lot faster. They're not sitting there, waiting. Like, they can actually, like, leave getting styled. They don't have to leave with their head wet. So, so it's great for the client because it just gives us more options. And then also, like, from an apprentice standpoint, like, they get to learn so much. Like, their hands are in hair the whole entire time. So, and it's giving them information while they're doing it too. There's always somebody, like, behind them telling them, like, this is what you're gonna do. Like I try to like test them or quiz them, like, I don't know, what would you do in this, certain, and most of the time they're right, but they're like, yes, and I'm like, that's exactly what I would do, and that, like, helps them a ton, because then whenever they're doing clients and they're not in that apprentice world anymore, like, they have the confidence to be like, yep, this is what we're doing. This is what Hannah did on her client. And it turned out great, so this is the same, retouch or mixing up or toner or whatever.
You've seen every scenario before it plays out by yourself.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And from a client standpoint, too, I think, it allows them to have more flexibility with when they can get in your chair. I mean, you're slam-packed.
Yes.
But you wouldn't be able to take half of those clients had you not had the hands.
Exactly. So, more appointment times being available. I didn't even think about that. But
plus, like having that help, I'm sure it eases a lot of stress on you as well, because you are so slammed.
Yes. That gives me my pee break.
Yes, and you don't want a stylist that's, like, so slam packed and can't, get something in their stomach or whatever. So, they might be shaky, or they might not be focused, or they can't give all their energy to your your client.
Right, absolutely.
So because you have that help from somebody, it is giving them a better experience overall.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is so nice too, like, once you start working, like, with the apprentice, like, you also create a relationship with them too. So they know, they're like, you have not ate. Like, you need to, like they, like, tell me. They're like, you need to go down and eat. Like, yes, exactly. Like, I'm going to shampoo your client. And vice versa too. I, like, ask them, like, I'm totally a mom. I've always been the mom of the group before I even had my daughter. Like, my nickname is Grams. Yes. So I totally mom them as well. I'm always like, you haven't ate yet, or, you need to go do this. Like, so, but it's also fun too for me because, like, I get to know them, like, really early on. And their career. And so I get to, like, I get to learn, like, what they like, what their interests are, and all of that too. So, and I feel like that's always fun, getting to know your coworkers and who you're working with.
Watch them grow.
Yeah, exactly. Watching them grow is so fun. Like, you, for example, I mean, you really were, I feel like, the first, like, said apprentice that we, like, had, like,
It was.
It was an actual, like,
program.
Format. Yes. Yeah,
and I mean, it's evolved over the years, too, but I think that we were kind of the guinea pigs.
Yeah.
And that, like, okay, we have a program now, is it going to work?
Yes.
It has. I mean,
yes.
COVID, obviously, in there changed things a little bit, but I think that, especially now, everything's kicking back up, and I'm like, I can see that it's coming.
Yes.
I'm just not patient, Hannah.
I know.
And so I'm like, okay, right now.
It sucks being patient.
But, but seeing, like, what you guys have, like, I know that that's very attainable and, like, not far, because yours seem to just, like, explode overnight.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I would start apprenticing it with you, and, like, we were pretty steady, but we weren't, like, slammed. Like, we could have lunch. We could have a snack. We could do all the things.
And,
you know, now, like, your apprentice is going.
I know.
All day.
They know. Yeah. I know. They know when they see, like, they're on my list, like, on the schedule, that they're it's going to be a busy day.
Seemingly overnight. So, I think that is cool, too, to be able to have people above you that, like, you apprenticed under. Like, you can see their growth, so you know you're going to get there. Which has been nice. And then, like, you're encouraged to teach the next person and, like, see them grow overnight as well.
Yeah, and it's so fun to see them, like, gain that confidence, too.
Yeah, and I think that's all of it. Like, especially when you're out of school, you see a lot of hairdressers quit. Yeah. Because you're basically... You taught the very basics.
Oh, the basics.
So then you're just thrown to the wolves, and a lot of them fail, and they get gun shy, and they're done. Right. You know? So I think, again, the apprentice program and what you guys instill in everybody is great.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I appreciate it. I enjoy it.
So, because your books are so booked and busy, are you taking new clients?
Of course. I am always taking new clients. Yes. There's always room, because... my schedule has changed over the years. So I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, which is amazing. They are longer days just to accommodate, like, all of my clients. But yeah, I am always taking new clients. And I would love to have new people in my chair. I think it's really, really fun. Like, I enjoy doing my, like, tried and true clients. Like, I will always enjoy doing them. But new clients, I feel like it makes you step out of your box a little bit, and it's not so like day to day, if you will. So, and I always love, like, a good challenge. So and I feel like having a new client sit in your chair, it's just kind of like, it reminds you to do all those steps too for a client. You know, we give our client a tour when they come in, we give them a beverage, like, so they're comfortable at the salon, and doing that and getting to know, you know, more people. Like, I love that.
Yeah, it's like making a new friend.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
super exciting.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's also exciting, I feel like, those first impressions. I'm somebody who's like that. Like, I love to give a good impression, first impression. Yeah. So just challenging yourself, like, oh, okay, I'm going to make sure they have the best time.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Our clients that have been with us for a long time,
yes.
they always have a good time.
Yes.
But that new person, it's like,
yeah,
I'm going to make sure they have a good time.
Absolutely. And then
it... on point.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it reminds you, too, like, okay, like, I'm going to be on point for, you know, all of my clients. Like, not just, like, a first time here. Like, I'm going to be on it for my client who has been with me for, you know, 8 years, 10 years. It just kind of gives you that, like, refresher that they deserve that just as much as, like, the new client does.
Helps to, like, light that fire.
Like, absolutely.
And I think that's important, too, like, accepting new clients always, because as we know, like, things can change overnight. You know? People want to change, or they want to try something new, and sometimes it's not personal.
Right.
But, you know, you need that constant flow of clients to keep your books consistent.
Yeah, 100%. And because I have been doing clients for a while, like, I've seen my clients retire and move somewhere warmer, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. Like, I want to do that one day. So then that, whenever they move, you know, that gives me an opportunity to get more clients, like, in my chair, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, too, jumping back to the apprentice, working with an apprentice, I think it makes almost your clients more comfortable to working with somebody they're familiar with. So let's say, you know, you have another baby. You're out.
Right.
Like, they know that they can see Madison or Reagan or whoever has assisted you because they're comfortable with them. So I think that definitely makes you and our salon stand out as well.
Yeah. And it gives me peace of mind.
Yeah.
Like, if, you know, if I do, like, maybe I take a vacation, or I just have to take time off for some reason or something, that is always, like, peace of mind. Like, I know my team is there for me and will 100% like take care of me while I'm gone. And that absolutely happened, like, whenever I was on maternity leave with Eleanor, for sure. And it was so nice coming back, like, you know, hearing like, they were obviously excited I was back, but, like, they were they said that they were taken care of, which was awesome. Like, that just, you know, it made me feel so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not always the case, too. Like, sometimes, in, you know, other places, people come back from maternity leave and we lose a lot of clients. And it just from having a baby.
Yeah.
So it is nice that we have that balance.
Yeah, it is. It is, absolutely. And I also think, too, it's great, like, that clients get to know the other stylists here, because then it's just like, you know, it's even more of a family when you come in, because you're, you know, like, oh, like, they come back to me but they're like, hey Brittany, how's it going? You know, and then like you get to chat with them for a little bit, you know, and even in the spa too, like it's so fun, you know, like bringing your client down there and you know, like you guys get to connect with them as well. In a roundabout way, that I feel like it's just like, it's so cool, like what like Jess has created here, like for us and the environment, not only for us but for the clients too.
Yeah, absolutely. Any more questions?
I don't think so.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
Yes, we do like to ask one like fun question.
Okay.
Favorite local business?
Oh man, I'm a foodie, so I love all the local foodie places. I would say like right now my favorite, like my husband and I, we love pizza. Like love pizza. So like Bernie and Betty's, it's like a tried and true like local. Oh my gosh, you guys have to go.
Where is that?
I think it's off Spring Street. Really, honestly, not too far from here. But yeah, that's been our like local joint lately. Really? So yeah. But then if we go fancy, we go like Luminary. Like we love.
I haven't been there either, but I've heard really good things.
Yes. Okay, but it's so funny because one is kind of like a dive, and the other one is like
fancy.
Yeah. So you guys need to go to both.
Honestly, that is you and Max to a T. 100%.
100%. Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on today.
Yes, thank you, Hannah.
I loved it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. And come back for our next podcast. Everybody, give it up for Hannah. Bye, guys.